fucking texts.
See? As soon as the start broadcast link comes on, you're silent for like 10 minutes, and then the thing goes on, and then you start talking about your cat and your texts. And
I just get tired of waiting. I just don't.
I don't know why it takes so long. I don't know. We should get intro
so
music like everybody else has.
I don't know. I don't want intro music.
All right.
Because people don't get my references in the Raw recaps. I did Metallica, and everyone got that. I did Mudvayne, and 2 people got that. And this week I did White Zombie, and no one got it.
Oh my God!
They were all exactly. How do you not get Supercharger Heaven? Like, did I not? Whatever. And then it's just all about the grades. Oh, it's an O. He's spelling out gorgeous. And you know what? That was the plan. I was going to do that. I'll admit that. I was going to spell out gorgeous. I had a plan to spell an entire, all the way to the end of the year. I was going to spell out a message. And I stupidly didn't think you sons of bitches would get it this early on. But you did, because you have no lives, apparently. And I'm just insulting all of you at this point. Here's the thing. I'm done. I'm done with grades. Someone tweeted me today. I shit you not. Some guy named Ankrit or something like that. And he goes, if you're just going to have fun with the grades, just don't do it. Just stop recapping Raw if all you're going to do is have fun with it. That's actually what this person said.
How dare you have fun?
Okay. Done. You got a deal, Ankrit. I'm done. I'm not doing grades.
Are you done recapping Raw, or are you done with grades?
I'm not doing grades anymore. Grades are dead. They're fucking dead. They're gone forever. Can't
Strong
wait to grade WrestleMania. Can't wait to grade WrestleMania at D-.
But your girl's going to be on. Are you going to grade the pre-show differently?
My girl's going to be on. Oh! Yes.
I'm just trying to get that out of the way. If we can just get that over with, that would be awesome.
You're devastated.
I called it months ago.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. You said, don't make me go into the Cageside office's archives and find it.
You will not go into the Cageside orifices.
I routinely rummage around in the Cageside orifices.
Rummage. Yeah, I think you did call it, and then I think I said
you said there was like an all caps "Don't toy with me, Rooter" or something like that.
That's true. I did do that. I was like, "You don't do this to me." You're right. Now I remember. Actually, now that you bring up something I said,
because that's all about you. Just make
that's all I care about. Yeah, you did too, and I was like, "Don't fuck with me, dude," because I really want this. I really, really want this. And she fucking showed up last night. How do you feel about it? You just tell me what you think, because I am just all smiles, fucking so happy to see her. Don't care about anything else on this show. I want to know how you feel.
It's fine. I mean, I was.
It's fine.
It's fine. I was expecting it. I don't know what. I'm really fascinated with this whole angle, and that tells you everything you need to know about my WrestleMania experience. That I'm really fascinated about the 5-on-5 Divas tag from the pre-show.
Hell of an angle.
It's fascinating. Yeah, Team Blonde and Bad.
Team Bad and Blonde.
Bad and Blonde is gonna face Team Total Divas. I'm encouraged a little bit because I think at least after she showed up, they were doing some character stuff where she was like, "Woo, I saved the day," and everybody else is like, "Fuck off." And that's kind of interesting. At least they're not just pretending she's a babyface all of a sudden, which is what I was afraid they were going to do. It's fine. It's going to get 6 minutes on the pre-show, and I'm probably Emma's going to take the pin in the forever punishing of her. But that's what I'm most excited about is that evil Dark Emma is here with the sunglasses and the whole fucking bit, and that's awesome. And now your girl has to come in and steal everybody's thunder.
Precisely.
Thunder stealer.
That is what she does. When Eva walks into the room, all the heat is sucked up. And no one else can get over because, well, the good baby faces can get over. But, Brie did an interview, too, on the Fallout show where she said she didn't trust her. Yeah, she doesn't trust Eva. So it looks very clear that they're setting up, because that's the babyface team, or it's supposed to be. And everybody's like, well, it doesn't make sense. It makes total sense. She's a member of Total Divas. They're literally calling them the Total Divas.
Yep.
Team Total Divas, whatever the fuck. They needed a fifth member. They weren't going to use Mandy. Right. They can't use Nikki. I don't think they have anyone. Rosa with the baby. Yeah, they don't. They literally had no other option.
Cameron's not on there anymore, so.
Yeah. So that's where they had to go. Like I even saw Meltzer say he was hoping Lita, and he's like, they're tone deaf. In what world does that make sense for Lita to just come out and show up out of nowhere? Like, is this where we are with WrestleMania? It is where we are with WrestleMania. Actually, it's just dudes or people that just show up in the hopes that like someone will care, and the Brooklyn crowd let them know that it doesn't matter how old they are. If I don't. I hate this shit, dude. Like, I just really like. Every time I think about it, even Eva, like, because there's a part of it that's really good for me, and I love it because I don't care about like the business side of stuff. Which, by the way, what the third most popular post on our site today? We're doing really good in hits. Okay, hundreds of thousands of hits today already. It's just past noon. We're doing really good, people. You know what's third? It's first is my Raw recap. Second is Ortman's rumors. Third is guess fucking what? Eva Marie returns to Raw. So all you little wine tits, all you complainers who act like you don't care, she's awful, she has quote unquote X-Pac heat, and you don't know what that means. It's not even a real thing that ever existed at any point. That's not fucking true. You're a liar. You clicked on the post.
Aren't they Geno marks though? That's what I keep telling myself.
That's who's clicking.
People who are they want to hear you mark out about Eva. They don't care. If it was a post about Braun Strowman where you broke out the breaking news banner and said Strowman is back, people would click on it. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. It probably isn't true because this has that, and it has someone who barely wears any clothes and is good at barely wearing clothes. So
she's good at barely wearing clothes.
Mm-hmm. She is. She looks good in small amounts of clothing.
There's a picture of her getting into the ring. I think it's WWE's picture. Where she ran into the ring, and boy, I could go the rest of my life not watching that woman run. It just looks really fucking weird. So she gets to the ring, and then she goes in under the rope, and she gets up, like, so she's on all fours. And she's got this look on her face, of dogged determination, fierce fucking, like she's getting ready to bite Lana. And it's the most ridiculous photo I've ever seen of her. I'll make sure I post it when I officially start my shift later today. It's a very good photo, even though you stole that gimmick with.
You told me to use that gimmick.
You stole it for.
You haven't used it in forever. I didn't want it to go stale. I wanted to keep our trademark on the gimmick.
Shinnosuke Nicki Minaj and his mom, Mama
Nakamura. She'll probably be showing up like that's the gimmick they'll give him. It'll be like Shelton Benjamin. They'll make her wear a fat suit, come over.
The Jerome Bettis gimmick.
I guess, yeah.
Always cutting to his fucking mom in the crowd. Like, good Lord. Hope he retires so we can stop seeing her fucking jumping around in the stands.
Look, I can put up with the Eva Marie bullshit, but don't come after the bus.
God, you Steeler fans are unbearable. All right. So, no, the Eva stuff's great because, again,
Snoop.
Again, she gets heat. People care. People hate me for liking her. And it's just, it's fun to me. Anything that makes people react really big is good to me. You hate it, I love it, fine. But at the same time, I say anything that gets people to react big is good to me. I didn't like the Shane Undertaker stuff. Did you?
I did. I can't defend it in any way, shape, or form. It's like it tapped right into my lizard brain of I want to see Shane throw some terrible punches, mess with a gimmick table, and then dive through some furniture. So I mean, I don't know if it was good business because it sets a high bar for what we're hoping for on Sunday now. and somebody might die. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I can't defend it at all, but I was not bored. I popped for it.
Shane's promos are laughably bad.
Yeah, and it's funny because now that we know that bit about how he was, how hard it was for him to do the first couple of them, you can watch him, and I can't not think that he's like reciting them in his head as he goes along.
You can see it now, yeah. You can see that it seems like he's struggling with it. And I also, it'll never be the same after the infamous, you're going to hit me, and I'm going to miss.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's the scripting, because the lines themselves are just really not like, again, it's the old thing where no one on the creative team, none of the people writing these lines have ever been in a fight, or they've never been in a situation in their lives where a fight might go down. This isn't how people talk shit to each other. Well, I'm going to beat you because I'm fighting to win and you're fighting not to lose. That's not good trash talk. Like, no. That's just like, I don't even know what it is. And the other thing is, Shane's 1,000 years old.
Mm-hmm. He's got some tight ass abs, but he's old.
He's got some amazing abs. I mean, when you have a lot of money and a bunch of time,
yep.
you can go hang out with Phil Nurse and fucking Henzo Gracie. Undertaker's like, you don't talk about my legacy, boy. Which is, how's that trash talk? Who fucking gives a shit? Like, I don't care. You're dead. You're not even alive. Your character is that of a man who's dead, demon from Death Valley, and you care about legacy. How the fuck does that make any sense? It doesn't.
Mm-mm.
So, but that's the point where you get pissed. Oh, fuck no. You're not talking about my legacy. And I just want to go, define the word legacy for me if you could.
I just want to see you walk up to him and go, I just want to see you walk up to him and call him Take.
Hey, Take, can you define the word legacy? And when he goes, I'm going to get the Bone Street crew on you. I was going, you know what? It's just dumb. So he's like, no, don't talk about my legacy. I called him bitch boy or some shit. Whatever, it's stupid.
Go ahead.
I'll let you cut your promo on that. Shane hears this and gives him a look. How fucking dare you, Take?
Mm-hmm,
he starts walking to the ring, just as tough as he can possibly walk to the ring. And I'm laughing my ass off at home because it occurs to me that a really old man is trying to walk tough towards another old man. It's not even a wrestler. It's an executive for a company that was in China that he fucking obliterated, did awful. He was no good at running the damn company. Now he's back acting like he's going to run this company well. That's why he's going to win a match against this dude who's significantly bigger than he is, who is actually a fighter within the kayfabe of what we're talking. What a stupid show. What a stupid fucking Shane McMahon's 3,000 years old trying to walk tough to the ring to confront Undertaker. Like, oh, I'm going to tell you. Or he gets on the apron and he goes, let's talk about legacy. It's, again, great trash talk, guys. You don't talk about my legacy. Oh, yeah? Let's talk about legacy. Oh, man, I want to see him throw down now.
That's fighting words. When somebody says, I would like to not speak about this with you, and you insist on speaking about it, that's, hey.
These two are the jokes we use about AJ Styles, where it's like Jericho's like, AJ, I do not wish to acquire any. So, therefore, I am going to decline your offer for a match at WrestleMania. And AJ takes his shirt off and puts a hat on and goes, This is how I have obtained the farmer's strength. And I would like to work overtime for it at WrestleMania in a match with you. AJ, I still do not wish to acquire any. So, that's what, and then just really bad punches. And to all, I see you people in the Raw recap going, Gino, what's the problem with the punches? You've never been in a real fight either, have you? They go, they looked real. No, they don't. It is as though a mosquito grew arms and just started flailing about.
Who said they looked like good punches?
Multiple. Go to the Raw recap. It's 500 comments, and I
know
it to make sure there wasn't anyone who needed banned.
Mm-hmm. I think you should ban anyone who says those punches were good.
Dude, they got like 40 wrecks. Someone's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Those are good punches. And he got like 40 wrecks. And I'm like, who are you people? What the hell is the matter with you? Have you never watched? The UFC is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever in your life watched a UFC fight where a dude just starts like flailing about as though he's in a fucking pool drowning? And he's trying.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but that was my Shane impersonation.
Do it again.
This is my Shane impersonation.
That's like, and then he's like going. I think he thinks he's like, oh, I'm really working him over. He starts going to the body. Yeah, I'm getting him with these punches.
He looks like he has T-Rex arms. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't move. It's like his arm bends at like the mid forearm, and that's what I don't know. It's not good. It's never been good, but it's really bad now.
Oh man! And then he gets Undertaker on the outside, and he's like half on the table, and he's looking for the thing to hit him over the head with to lay him down, but he can't find it. So he makes sure to turn around, throws two little quick punches. It was the dumbest moment on Raw. Mind you, Brooklyn is like, holy shit, two quick jabs. This is awesome. Like, you people are just the lowest bar imaginable for what you will bestow a "this is awesome" chant on.
They just had to watch like an Uso versus a Dudley for SmackDown, so they were ready for anything.
That's true. They taped SmackDown before Raw. Yeah. And then, so it was awful and bad, and Taker was like somehow bleeding out of one of his eyes.
Yep, that was kind of cool. I like that. I marked for that.
That was kind of cool, but like, and then he goes up, he does the big elbow, and it's like, hey, that's cool, whatever. But there's a point. They're both laying there, and Shane is like looking at Undertaker. I think you got the picture.
That's the picture I used for the article. Yeah,
he's looking at Undertaker as though he's telling him like, I've broken both of my hips, and Taker is sitting there like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm bleeding from both eyes. All they did was some fake, silly-ass punches, one shot with what looked like, I don't even know what it was, a lunchbox. And like Byron Saxton's lunchbox that he takes to work every day.
That he keeps the blood pills that he passes Roman.
And then, yeah, dude, and then they did the elbow. So it's like, can't wait for Mania. You just gave all the goods away. And you showed us that the goods aren't very fucking good to anyone outside of Brooklyn doing those fucking stupid chants.
My favorite thing was, because after Shane hits him with, I don't know, it looked like the shell of a monitor or something. It was plastic looking. He popped him with that after the quick jabs. And then he carefully walks around the announce table and like picks out the things. He was terrified that thing wasn't going to break properly, so he had to make sure it was properly rigged, and then he went up and did it. I don't care, whatever. This is the one. That's the one segment that I'll give the full on fuck it, it's Mania season pass to it, because it's ridiculous, and you can't. If you think about it for a second, none of it makes any sense. I don't know. They're not even convinced. Shane gives that big promo about how he's going to bring back whatever. I don't want to talk about that because it makes me upset. It's so dumb.
It really is the problem, dude, because it's like like that thing where, okay, so overthinking anything is bad, right? Like, it's whatever. But like, some of us are thinkers. Some of us, like, it's I get off on things by thinking about them, by analyzing them. That's how I enjoy stuff in life.
Yep.
So it's like, this is the time where you're like, okay, this is fun as long as I just shut my brain off completely. I don't know how to do that. So this isn't good for me because I'm just not that guy. Like, there are things in life that I can do that with where I'm like, okay, this is great, but if I spend any time thinking about it, it will fucking destroy the whole thing. That's what this is. But I just can't. And when you have to do weeks and weeks and weeks of television to build to a match, what that is you're giving me a story to pay it off for the match. So you're telling me to think about it. But what you're doing is making it to where, okay, if I just take it for what it is. But even then, like I said, we saw what happened, dude. 2 broken hips and bleeding from both eyes. these two are going to kill each other, and not because they turn their bodies into weapons. It's because they're 1,000 years old. A piece, people. They're not 1,000 total. It's ridiculous. And then they show Vince in the back, and he looks like he's got a bird hanging from his neck.
Now I gotta go find pictures of this. I didn't notice the bird.
His neck. Far be it for me to make fun of anybody for being an old man, right, Sean?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm letting you dig your own grave here. Go for it.
That's what I said on Twitter too. He's never looked older.
No, he is. Yeah, I did this whole run since whenever he came back to put Roman over last December. The first time he really looks his age. I mean, he's in great shape, but yeah. Yeah,
and that's essentially what I was trying to say. I got a bunch of pushback. Like, well, he's never been older than he is at this moment. I was like, well, that's... Wow. I wanted to respond. I was like, well, you know what? That's a good fucking point, actually. So I'm going to shut the fuck up then, all right? But no, he just looks so old and bad, and then Shane comes up, and he's walking on his two broken hips, and he's way out of breath. He's like, you know what? I don't even remember what he said. It doesn't even matter.
I don't remember. I remember that promo happened, but I don't remember what I said. That's why. See, but you hit the nail on the head. This is why I like that segment, because I'm the same way. I overthink everything, and it makes it hard to enjoy stuff, and it makes my life complicated. But when a 40-something-year-old man with beautiful abdominal muscles climbs up and then throws himself across some few feet onto an older man who is set up on a rigged 3 pieces of plywood setup, and then for the 10 seconds it takes for that to happen, I can turn my brain off and just be an idiot. And I enjoyed that. That's all. I was mad about the bitch thing, and the whole rationale for it doesn't make any sense, and I missed heel biker Taker, but for that 10 seconds I was fine.
Yeah, the promos boiled down were more like, you're a bitch. Don't call me bitch, you're a bitch. Fight. Then they fought.
Legacy, bitch, fight.
Yeah, legacy, bitch. Quick jab. Lunchbox.
Broken hips,
bleeding from the eyes. That's what you. Maybe you're right. We're gonna overthink it, so we just need to alter how we think about it. Instead of watching it and going, how does this make any sense? We go, oh shit, an old man is throwing himself at another old man, and they're going through furniture. It is lit, fam. Like, just turn into that guy.
That's Bill Handstock, isn't it? I thought that was your Handstock.
Oh man, that's totally Bill Handstock. Oh, what a douche.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. It's a
Shots
joke.
Fired.
It's a joke.
I know.
Radio.
Mm-hmm.
So we agree that was good in a way if you think about it the right way, but bad if you think about it in literally any other way.
Correct. Yes.
Right.
We're in agreement there.
Maybe the stupidest thing I've ever said out loud.
The bar for that is pretty high too.
And I, you dick, I once confused levity and brevity. So Vince was there briefly. Oh yeah, we got to talk about Triple H and Holman Haynes.
Well, that's the other. I mean, that's what I was going to say too. Is that yes, this is the dumbest thing ever, but I care about it 400 times more than the main event of WrestleMania.
So maybe it started dumb, but don't you worry, Cagesiders, it got a lot dumber. Triple H comes out and he talks for like 45 minutes.
Oh God, it was never ending.
Like I was like, I think I took a shit. I showered, shaved, all that, did the whole shebang. Shit, shang, and shaboodle. I don't know what that means, but there it is. I don't know
either, but there was a shebang and a shaboodle.
I come out and I sit down and I pull up the tweeter. He's still fucking talking. Mm-hmm. Stephanie takes the mic from him, which I wanted to think at that point, she's like, Hunter, give me the fucking microphone.
Enough.
Shut your mouth. Like, I'm sick of this shit. Makes me wonder what their home life is like. I'm not sure I want to enter that.
I don't think they're ever at home together. I don't think.
That's the Ambrose Asylum, actually, is Hunter and Stephanie's house. I don't know why we're calling him Hunter. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
I don't know either.
We're going to keep doing it. What?
I don't know. That was what I think Kane would say back to Big Show after Big Show says, Kane? I think
Kane!
He would say, Paul? Because that's how you know when shit's real in a Big Show feud, when somebody calls him Paul. That's when it's about to go down.
That's what Roman should have done. He should have just walked out and like slowly walked up to Trips and been like, "What's the problem?" Oh my god!
Give Stephanie a big hug and go, "Stephanie's awesome," and then
Stephanie's awesome.
Stephanie's awesome, and then walk up to Hunter and go, "What's the problem?"
Yeah, what's the problem? So Stephanie takes the mic. She talks for 3 seconds, gets 10 times the heat that Triple H did. Because Triple H just starts telling stories and repeating himself. I'm not entirely sure he even knows what he's saying.
He doesn't.
I don't want to make head trauma jokes. I almost just did. I shouldn't. He could have some head trauma. So he just keeps fucking meandering on. She takes the mic, whatever. Roman comes out. And then we've reached the point in the program, ladies and gentlemen, where it's time to analyze the crowd response to a man who is getting pushed no matter what the fucking crowd response is. Mm-hmm. Which is like, we're working ourselves into a shoot.
Yep.
As far as, it doesn't matter. Right? Like, who cares if they're booing? Because it's okay, we're gonna think about whether or not people boo him. We're gonna analyze whether or not people boo him, and the people who are booing him are the people who know that there's an analysis about the boos. So we'll fucking boo him to cause confusion of the analysis. What a stupid show. What a stupid crowd.
What a stupid thing that we're doing with our lives. That's where
plan.
That's where I am with the whole everything related to Roman Reigns, and I don't say that as like a knock on Roman or anything. I'm just done. I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit talking about that. I'm just done with the whole like, you're at the hatchet job on Roman, or no, it's not, or he's not over, or you don't like him the right way, or you don't dislike him for the wrong reasons, or whatever the fuck is going on. All we have to do and you said it, it's the same thing that happened last year at this time. All we have to do is put up a post that says Roman said, and then we're going to get 6,000 comments underneath it, and 100,000 hits on the fucking thing. So the dude is over because, is he over the right way or whatever? I don't know, and I don't give a shit. But people care passionately about this esoteric fucking meta bullshit of whether or not you're a fan of the guy the right way or whatever. So I'm done with it.
You're using big words.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they mean. I don't either.
I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth. And help me with the sale. No, you're right, though. It was the same shit. And we were talking about it in the Cageside offices. Handstock does the fucking Reigns post where he's, people are like, what are the crowd response, or he responds to how the crowd responds to him. And sure, he's kind of like, he lacks self-awareness. He's maybe an idiot. I don't know. But that's 400 comments in like a fucking hour, and I'm like
that. Like, I mean, the one that Bill had, which is nothing. It was and Bill's good at that. He's just got like, here's where he said it, here's what he said, and there's no editorializing at all. It's just a flat out, here's a quote, and within fucking 10 minutes there were 100 comments, and some of them wanted Handstock dead just apparently for transcribing a quote. I don't know.
Hang him up.
Get him.
It's if you wonder, people do this a lot. They go, well, moderation stuff. They go, people call me names and you didn't fucking do anything about it. Here's why. Because there's 400 comments in a Reigns thread, and I see that and I go, you know what? I don't give a shit.
I'm not going in there.
I know they're in there killing each other. There's no other thing that could be going on in a 400 thread comment than people beating each other to death. I have no interest in in partaking in that cycle of suffering. I'm not going in there because it'll piss me off, and I'll ban everybody, and then no one will comment, and that's not good for anybody.
Nope.
It just doesn't matter. So he comes out. That's my segue.
There you go. Nice. I liked it.
He throws a punch. Triple H takes the punch. He just bails off. Stephanie, much like her brother, just starts flailing about. She ends up kind of in front of Roman, and then turns and is like, "Ooh, what are you gonna do?" And Roman looks at her with this look on his face, and I don't know if they were teasing that maybe he's gonna spear her, maybe he'll attack this poor woman, and then she just leaves, and that was the segment. And I thought, well, it's not so bad as far as like you're minimizing. They didn't ask him to talk. They didn't do a big brawl, but I mean, it's not exactly the most important thing. Based on the order of how they laid this show out, the main event is almost certainly Shane versus Undertaker because they led with that. Ratings patterns are you lead with the big one and then it goes down in importance. So the second hour would be the next big one, the third hour would be the least big one, and that's what they did for the show. So okay, I think it's not good, but it wasn't like horrible. I mean, in the sense of like building the match, sure, the Triple H promo was awful, but I mean, Stephanie still got some heat. Okay, whatever, fine. And then they go to the back, and Roman's going to talk to Renee Young. Okay, well, I guess he is going to talk. Here we fucking go. And then Bubba Dudley shows up. Bubba Ray fucking Dudley. For reasons no one's aware of. He just starts yelling at Reigns. Why don't you come over here, Samoan tough guy? And I'm dead fucking positive. They told him, no matter what happens, Bubba, make sure everyone knows that he's tough and he's Samoan. So Bubba took that and he goes, got ya. I know just what to do. and he went out there and he just kept saying, what's up, Samoan tough guy? You're a Samoan tough guy? Why don't you come be a Samoan tough guy? A little bit over here, Samoan tough guy. And then Devon shows up and he's like, oh, look, it's the Samoan tough guy. And Bubba's like, yep, look at that guy. He's tough and he's Samoan, the Samoan tough guy. Then Triple H shows up and just bonks him on the back of the fucking head. And that's it. There you go, beatdown. I'm like, okay, even then, I go, okay, that's actually an improvement, although fire Bubba Ray's ass. But okay, they did the beatdown spot. He threw his head against the title. You're never going to get this, Roman, all this shit. Okay, standard fare. You're setting up for the comeback. And the comeback's going to happen at the bigger show, WrestleMania. Everything's good. So I thought, okay, that's much better. This is a good way to close. It's a backstage, whatever. An hour goes by. Suddenly, Triple H and Stephanie appear on screen, and Michael Cole says, and I shit you not, the Authority will finish what they have to say later tonight. What? I'm sitting home. I'm sorry, Cole. I thought you just said some stupid shit. What did you say? They're gonna finish what he talked for 48 minutes. What the fuck could he possibly have to say? They get to the ring. He's like, hey, Triple H went to the back and he's like, hang on, I wasn't done with my story. Stephanie took the mic. I need to finish my story. They go out there and even Stephanie's like, hope is an interesting thing. Oh my fucking God. This shit again. And they did. They did the same fucking thing they did the first time, except it was just sped up a little bit. They were like, you people out here in the crowd, you'll never know what it means to be a champion. And it's like, first of all, you don't know that. Maybe there's 2 champions in the crowd right now.
You never know if you don't know.
You don't know. You could be relying on these people to train at your performance center. They could be in the Global Cruiserweight Series. Fucking Rev Pro. I don't know what Rev Pro is, but it could be a thing. They could be the next Shinsuke Nicki Minaj.
They could be.
They talk and they're like, it was so fucking funny because it was so clear. Triple H, I think at one point was even kind of hanging his arm over the ropes like we're just waiting for Roman's music to hit. We know where this is going. We just need to hit the fucking music already. And Stephanie's doing the same thing. Then it hits and Roman comes walking out fucking exactly like he did the first time. Except he's kind of limping this time. Cole's he's selling the beating. what? What a
Did Cole say he was selling the beating?
He said something. Oh, he didn't say
I believe it. I mean, I believe that Cole would say that.
Maybe. He could have said, he said words. I don't listen. He fucking, Roman gets to the ring and they just, or Triple H, I think, actually went to him this time. So shit's on.
Yep.
It was as though they got to the back and were like, hey, what's the main event? Fuck, we don't have a main event. What are we going to do? And Trips is like, don't worry. I got an idea.
I have to finish that promo.
They're like, well, remember, I wasn't done talking. I can talk for fucking ever, everybody. That's just let me go out there and give me a microphone, and I'll get this son of a bitch over. He didn't get anybody over. In fact, he buried everybody.
Yep.
And not everybody else. He buried himself.
Mm-hmm. That's what he doesn't know his own powers anymore. He just
exactly.
He buries everything.
So what's going to be is he'll show up at TakeOver Dallas, and everyone will fucking fillet him.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll sound exactly like that. That's what everyone in Dallas will sound like. And then and he'll say, this is our NXT, this is your promotion, and maybe he'll even have the title with him. And no one will be there to stick up for the people and throw a beer on him. That's the old school heel days, right? Remember that? Remember WCW when they would do that shit? Bischoff could never get through a promo because people are throwing shit at him. Yep. That's good stuff.
Yep.
That's what I want.
Exactly. Yeah. Is it realistic to expect people to fucking not go to the grocery store unless they're in character? No, I don't want that. But just fucking it's fun when you want to kill the person with beer.
That's why I love Eva Marie. People are like, why do you care? Because the last time she had a title shot, you were going, I will burn this fucking building to the ground if she wins this match. That's why. You were ready to commit murder if she won the fucking match. That's why I like Eva Marie. You don't do that with Triple H. He's out there talking, and you're just like, oh my God, someone shut him up. That's different than, seriously, if he wins, we're actually gonna riot. We have a plan put together.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Roman comes out. They brawl, and it's a brawl. It's standard. Heels show up, and I don't know. They kind of overwhelm Reigns, right? I think, and then the Usos came running out because they were like, "Wait a minute, Bubba Ray was talking about Samoan tough guys, and we just didn't do a fucking thing about it. We better get in on this." And one of them, Jimmy or Jay or Jim or whoever the fuck it is, the mechanic, he jumps on Triple H, and it looks ridiculous. No one's punches looked good on this night. And then they just had a pull apart that I think was supposed to be like Undertaker and Lesnar.
Yeah.
But was probably more like, you know what? Go ahead, Sean. You go ahead.
I got nothing. I don't know.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
Mae Young and Mark Henry.
Fabulous Moolah. Yeah. This was kind of tight.
Mark Henry showed up for this, didn't he? Or was he out for something else?
He was in Andre, dude. He got in Kane's face.
Oh.
And Big Show got in his... And Big Show tapped on his shoulder and said, what's the problem? Stupid shows. It's so good. So, yeah, we're not excited at all for Triple H versus Holman Haynes. It's probably not the main event.
I think it still is because I agree with you. I think they've definitely figured out they've given up on really trying to get ratings from 10:30 to 11:05 or whatever.
Yeah.
But they put the Roman Triple H stuff throughout the show, so that's why I think. I mean, if this show had a recurring theme, it was that. It's just that nobody cares. I mean, I don't know. Some people care. I don't.
It was that.
Got the market down.
Yeah, so it was bad and shitty and sucked. And we don't care, and Roman Reigns is probably going to win. I put in the prediction, everyone else picked Reigns, so I was like, fuck it, I'll go Triple H.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I never know what to do in those prediction posts, so... Fantasy book or predict or what? I don't know. I don't know
what to do in a predictions post. Predict?
Yeah, but
fucking triangles. How do they work?
Well, I mean, how do I, if I think there's going to be like a schmoz, how do I predict that? I don't know. I mean,
say that. There's probably going to be a schmoz.
Prediction schmoz. Like, I'll be like,
Yes.
I'm like fucking Clubber Lang all of a sudden.
Yeah. Oh, you're old. So that was.
Yep. So what did you think about? Go ahead.
Brock. No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to ask what you thought about the crowd reaction to the Intercontinental Championship battle, tag team battle, and why?
If you still chant CM Punk at a WE show, that's how Vince McMahon says it. I'm entirely certain he doesn't know the name of his own company.
He says WE.
WE. Go back and listen. That's what he does. The WE. If you still chant CM Punk at a WWE show, just don't.
Just good advice.
Just shut your mouth. Just even leave. You're not wanted. What are you trying to say? I actually want to know. I want to delve into the mind of the idiots who do this, because I was told it was people wearing CM Punk, what they call it, cosplay, I believe.
Yeah.
Say that's cosplay. What the fuck that is? They were dressed up like CM Punk, and they decided we're going to chant CM Punk. It's been like 3 years. He's been signed to the UFC for like a whole year now.
More than that, hasn't he? Yeah, I mean, he
like
announced.
A year and a half.
Yeah, the signing announcement came out right after the podcast, right?
Yeah. It is the equivalent of shouting into the void. You are in a tunnel, all alone. You're shouting CM Punk at the top of your lungs. That is what you are. Except there are people on both ends of the tunnel who don't want to fucking hear you. So just shut up. You're just annoying as fuck. You're not saying anything. It's not some grand, like, protest. And I see people trying to analyze the Punk chants, and they go, well, you know, they're not chanting CM Punk as a way to express their displeasure with the fact that he's no longer with the company. They're actually chanting CM Punk as a way to protest the booking of the company. They don't like how the territory is currently being operated, so they hope to effect change by chanting his name at key opportune moments when they want to best illustrate their displeasure. Just shut up. Shut up.
Mark it down.
No, the match was good. Is what's funny is it was actually a pretty good 6-man, and Owens was great as he always is. What do you think about Zayn? I'm kind of scared that he's not going to get over.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, well, they're not. I don't feel like they're doing anything to help him get over. It's just here he is.
Yep. He already pinned Owens.
Yep.
He pinned him.
Yep.
We did a show a couple months ago, I think, and you said, I think we said, let's let it happen, and then this is what they did.
Yep. So I don't know. I have the same fears, I guess, because they're not. They're treating him like they treated for a little while, and then he didn't, and then they forgot what to do with him, and
yeah, they put him in title matches and shit. Him and Rollins were, having really fun, or at least had one fun Raw match.
Yep.
And it looked like, they gave him the booking where it's okay, we didn't win, but the champ needed to do a whole lot more than you'd think he would have. So it's, again, you can do that kind of booking if you capitalize on it in the right way immediately after, and they just kind of didn't. They just let it fall.
Yeah, I mean, Neville was going well. He had a good match with Cena in the U.S. Open Challenge days, and he made it to the King of the Ring finals against King Barrett.
Yeah.
Back when he was just Bad News Barrett, and and that's what it reminds me of. Is I don't. Then you get into all political hit shit again, and I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm just over that shit. Like it's interesting and fascinating in so many ways. The political hit stuff, and it's literally just like some dude came up with an idea that maybe they don't want him to get over the way it seems, and then you can find evidence for any position.
It's like any other conspiracy theory. I mean, some of them sound really good, and they could be true, but you'll never know. So it's just
And if it sounds interesting enough to you and you find enough evidence to support it, which again you could do no matter what it is that you're putting forth. My theory isn't a political hit. It's that Roman Reigns is just a big fucking dummy. And there's a mountain of evidence for that. So,
but is there evidence that he's a Samoan tough guy?
I think we should ask Bubba Ray Dudley about that. Maybe he'll give us an answer. He's notoriously quiet on such things. Maybe he'll give us a fucking response. You know who else is really dumb?
Ooh.
Becky Lynch.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I'm saying it.
Whoa.
Becky Lynch is just the dumbest ass. She's lost. Okay, so remember we talked about it's such a wonderful story. It's not wonderful anymore. In fact, it's gone gradually downhill for a number of weeks now.
Yep.
Here's how little confidence they have in all this. They had Sasha sit ringside, didn't give her a fucking headset.
Nope.
They did not allow her to speak. She's actually a decent promo. But that commentary sit down that we fucking eviscerated when it was the Becky and Sasha,
yep.
They must have came away from that with the same thought we did, which was, wow, I'm actually less excited for the match. So they don't even let her talk, and then it's just the same fucking booking of, well, we'll have Charlotte face Becky, and we'll have Flair interfere, and Becky will lose because of it for like the 88th time. Mm-hmm. There's no longer the friendship stuff that we talked about where it's like, yeah, but you're giving her the benefit of the doubt because she was like family to you and all those, interesting layers. Those have just been peeled away completely to expose the very base of what it's not bitches be crazy. It's just we don't have anything to say. We don't have anything the story, we used up all our creativity and we're just trying to get to the fucking match now. But, oh, God, we have to do one more segment. I guess let's just do this again. It was just painfully obvious, and it just makes Becky look awful. And she did a Raw Fallout video. Becky Lynch is frustrated. She goes, I'm really upset. He keeps doing that, but every time he cheats like that, it's pouring gasoline on the fire. Becky, exactly. You roll your eyes.
Yep.
You just roll your eyes and you go, you know what, Becky? Those words don't mean a fucking thing. Because you're such an idiot that he's going to be ringside for another Charlotte match, and instead of doing what you should do and just getting out of the ring, walking up to him, and just kicking him in his sack, you're going to just be like, hope he doesn't cheat in this match. I sure hope that this match goes off exactly without a hitch and he just minds his own business. I'm sure he will. He probably will. Let's just do this. I'm going to run right next to him and not think of him in any way. Hope I can get in the ring without a problem. Fuck. It's just bad, and it makes her look terrible going into the match. It doesn't make Charlotte look good, and Sasha just sat there.
Yep.
This sucked. This was bad, and I don't think they do anything on SmackDown.
No, well,
so this was it.
Unless they do something in a live element.
Oh boy,
that's my new thing. I'm gonna pop for live elements on Thursday night. Can't wait. Very excited about live elements. Here's the problem with the this feud, I guess is what it is. Program, whatever you want to call it. Here's what I think is the biggest problem is there's nobody else. They decided not to. There are other people they could have feuded with, but they decided to tell this story as if it's like a little 3-person division. There's no one else in the women's roster that they could possibly interact with. Natty, the best parts of this feud have been when Natty came in for a little while and had a little mini feud with Charlotte. Other than that, no, but I don't care if it's John Cena and fucking Hulk Hogan and The Rock. If you have them only interact with each other for 6 months, we're going to get bored with it.
Yeah.
And then you throw in the fact that that they're just repeating the same things over again. This is where we're at. You're the biggest Becky Lynch mark in the world. I'm the biggest Sasha Banks mark in the world. You think Becky's acting dumb, and I don't even know what Sasha's character is anymore. So, what the fuck? I hope Charlotte retains because she's the only one who's even halfway interesting. There, I said it.
Wow. And again, yeah, Becky, Sasha, and we're like, oh, it's going to tear us apart. We're going to have so much fun going back and forth. And no, just it's been bad. And I don't, the whole thing was like, it was interesting when it was it was Becky and Charlotte, and they were doing the friendship stuff. And they're playing on some actual human emotion of betrayal and all that entails, and someone going through someone close to them, stabbing them in the back and figuring that out. And but weighing that versus how much they want to have success in their career, and it's like stuff that you can fucking relate to as a human being out in the world. It just became, well, we need a Mania match. We don't know if it should be Becky. We don't know if it should be Sasha. Let's have them have a bunch of matches that were not any good. And I don't know why. I really don't have a good explanation for why they haven't had any good matches. We talked these people up as these great, grand, amazing workers from NXT, and none of them are delivering. The only matches that have delivered up to any fucking standard have been Charlotte versus Natalya. That's it, dude. Like, that's really it. So I have no confidence in, unless they've been practicing this shit, unless they've been fucking getting together on Wednesday and Thursday, their off days, to hook up at the Performance Center and lay this fucking match out piece by piece, no confidence it's going to be any good. Not anymore. And it's just, that's, you know, we've seen, that's the other thing. When you have them work together so much, we've seen everything they could possibly do. What could they do that's going to blow us away? You know, in NXT, everything is so condensed that the match itself is where you get to actually explore, where you get to actually go out of the box, where you get to actually do a few fucking things. Here, it's like, again, Raw is 4 hours long, so you just fucking, they have a 6-minute match, and they're breaking all their shit out. And you do it enough times, and what's left? I don't know. I'm not hopeful. I thought for sure it'd steal the show, and now I'm just...
Yeah, I'm not as down. I mean, I think some of their matches were all right. I'm not as down on that as you are. It's just, I mean, I totally agree, though. They had a compelling story with Becky and Charlotte. They could have done something interesting when they put Sasha into it, but they decided not to. They decided to let them be sort of friends. I mean, they're nothing. They, rather than having them both be allies or enemies, they tried to do something into the middle, and it wasn't interesting. And so you could have had the same dynamics you had between Charlotte and Becky going, and then you throw Sasha in, who, you know, should continue being the same character she was in NXT, which is someone who has the utmost confidence in herself and has a chip on her shoulder when anybody tries to deny that. And they haven't really done that. I don't know what, like I said, I don't mean to disparage anybody, but I don't know what her gimmick is at this point. The thing I know most about Sasha Banks at this point is that she's Snoop Dogg's cousin.
Yeah.
So we're back to that, where Charlotte is, who I think is doing the best work out of any of them right now. She's getting the most opportunity too. So, but I don't. Maybe it's the scripted promos thing. Because the thing with Becky, it's not only that it doesn't mean anything that she says it's adding fuel to her fire, but somebody told her, much like somebody told Bubba, say Samoan and tough guy. Somebody told Becky, like, oh, it's good when you say fire. Say fire a lot, because that's what her promos are now. She works it in 16, 17 times. It's not even a pun anymore. She just says fire. I'm fire.
100% straight fire.
I'm straight fire. I'm fire. Fire.
I'm crooked fire.
I'm Irish fire.
I'm sideways fire.
It's disappointing. Like I said, I mean, I'm more interested in the fucking Total Divas versus Blonde and Bad. I'm calling them Blonde and Bad forever too. I don't care what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate. It just is. So
we got CM Punk chance for our Intercontinental title match, and we're worried about Sami Zayn, and we don't care about the Divas Triple Threat. And
the title match is a complete shit show.
Yeah, that's not.
Old men are throwing themselves at each other, and that's something.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
Let's talk about Bork Glazer.
Bork
against Dean Ambrose.
Why? That was the weirdest segment I've ever seen. So
it was
Paul and Brock are in the ring.
Yes.
And Paul's talking and Brock's laughing, and Paul actually admits that he's been saying the same shit for 2 years.
Finally.
And then Dean Ambrose comes out without looking at anybody.
He's got a wagon.
He's pulling his little red wagon, which he has spray painted his own logo onto. And he doesn't look at anybody in the ring, doesn't make any movements toward them. He just throws up the apron and starts collecting stuff from under the ring, which includes, apparently, the precious gifts that he was given by Mick Foley and Terry Funk, which he just took them from them and just threw it in the back of the truck with all the other shit, I guess.
Yeah, how the hell did it end up under the ring?
So he got all that stuff, including, then he took some stairs and everything, just stuff he thinks he might need, and then he's going to walk from Brooklyn to Arlington, Texas, I guess, because I don't think he's going to be able to check that at the airport. So he's just going to pull that wagon because we know Dean likes to walk because he once walked from when the snowstorm happened? Remember, he walked to Stamford from somewhere. Hartford. So he's just a walking dude, like out of the Dark Tower. He just walks. He's going to walk to Texas with his wagon, and then he's going to be ready to go.
I like how that's what you took from that. You're like, wait. He's got a wagon full of weapons. He's not going to be able to check those at the airport.
He can't. Nope. He's going to have to. I don't know. Maybe
I'm going to need a video package on SmackDown of Dean at an airport going, and they were like, "Sir, what the fuck?" He's like, I'm going to a street fight with Brock Lesnar. I need that chainsaw. I also need the barbed wire bat. I need to check a RPG. I need bow and arrow. Like, that's what you're concerned with. No, here's what I'll say. So the only good Heyman promo is the Heyman promo where he's saying, at this point, where he's saying things and Brock is with him, and then he takes a turn in the promo and Brock loses him. And he looks at him like kind of confused, like, fuck are you doing? Like a little pissed off, kind of confused.
Yeah.
And then when Heyman brings it back around and the light hits and Brock kind of smiles, that's still interesting to me.
Yeah.
That's also sad as fuck that that's the most interesting thing happening there. But so this whole idea, I think, was a good idea. Last week, Dean comes out. He's scavenging for supplies. He's looking for weaponry. He's loading up on the artillery. He needs anything he can get to fight this guy. If you're going to go the weapon route, which I was not in support of, but now, fine, okay, that's what you're doing. Okay, cool, it's kind of interesting. Come out and say, okay, he's here. He's in his cage, the ring, whatever. I'm just looking for supplies, dude. It's a comedy bit. Fine. Brock doesn't know how to react. Cool. I think it works last week because this week you take it seriously. Funny don't draw money, folks. You don't get to a major match that is important. It does not feel important if it's comedic. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter as much. I think if they had last week done that, we could have laughed about it. But this week, it should have been a situation where they're doing the same promo and Dean comes out and he gets in his face and he does the impassioned, release the video of him in the desert talking about, did you watch that? He's in the desert talking about, I come out here to find peace so I can go to war with Brock Lesnar. That's a great line. Like, that's a whole great little setup where he's talking about it. He's like, I come from CZW. I've been at the bottom. I've done some of the craziest shit you can imagine. I can fucking beat this guy. Like, that's the whole idea is we know he can't win, but he's spending all this time convincing himself that he can. Maybe he can. Maybe, just fucking maybe. And Brock's awesome indifference to every time he gets in his face. Every single time. They should have kept playing on that. He gets in his face and Brock just laughs at him. He just chuckles because you pose no threat to me. You mean nothing. You are just an idiot. You're the lunatic. You're all these things. You're cute to these people. You're not cute to me. Or you are cute because I'm just going to fucking smack you away like you're a gnat on my ass. And Dean should have gotten his face here and should have got the same response. And it should have enraged Dean. Should have made him fucking, you know what? I can fucking do this. And gotten to, I'm tired of waiting to see if I can. I'm going to do it right now. And throwing a punch and maybe gotten one punch in on him, whatever, a short brawl, but Brock convincingly gets the best of it. And after he does, I don't mean to fantasy book, but after he does, Dean grabs a mic or something like that, and he crawls his ass to a mic. He crawls himself back to a sitting position, and he says something to him, like I'm not dead yet. I'll see you Sunday, whatever, something like that. And Brock then would look back at that point, and for the first time, sorry for my phone going off, and for the first time, he would look back, and instead of smiling, instead of that indifference, instead of that casual, he just doesn't care, because you don't mean anything. He gets a look on it, and I know he can do it because Brock's actually pretty good with his facial expressions. He gets a look on his face of mild concern. Like, he furrows his brow. He kind of looks like, oh, shit. Like, maybe I'm into a little bit more than I thought I was. And that's how you get to the match. That's what you go home with. That's the closing image of Brock maybe being a little bit concerned that he can't kill this fuck. and Dean having established I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna get there, and I'm gonna fucking fight and die for this. That's what you go with. You don't go home with just looking for supplies. Hee. Here's some steps. Woohoo! It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes it feel bad instead of, it makes it feel like this doesn't matter versus this is the most important thing. That's the most important match of Dean Ambrose's life.
I mean, I would have loved to have seen what you just laid out. I think it could have been simpler too. You could have just done this 3 weeks ago, done Terry Funk and Philly, and then done Mick Foley last night. Because Foley is great. I mean, he helped put over the Rollins Ambrose Hell in a Cell match. He's great at that. Like, come in and just all of a sudden give it some gravitas. And Ambrose's reactions to that were great. And you could have protected Brock so he doesn't even have to show fear. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways you can do it, but this was like we've run out of ideas. That's what this show felt like. It was like, oops, we overestimated the build. There's an extra week we weren't counting on, so here's some shit. It didn't feel like this was where all these stories like came to a crescendo and, oh my God, I have to tune in Sunday to see how this pans out. It's like, oh, we've been spinning our wheels and we forgot we have another week to spin our wheels. Yeah.
It wasn't like they thought again, and you know, I don't usually fantasy book the shit, whatever. I don't, you know, it's fine. They'll do what they'll do, and we'll talk about it. But I just feel like with a feud like this, with a program like this, which was the best built, and Ambrose was getting the most time, and they were focusing on him the most. Fuck, the go home show Raw image that they led with was Dean and Brock.
Yep.
So it was like, hey, maybe they really do understand that these are two really important people here. These people who are going to be around later. Undertaker's not going to be around. Shane may or may not be around. They don't know. That's kind of a short-term thing. They hadn't even signed him to a fucking deal, if you remember from those filings they did. The Triple H and Roman stuff, yeah, sure, whatever. But so it's, you know, they knew that was the thing, and I think they just missed a huge opportunity. And for me, it sucks because, like we said, every other match on the card just feels so unbelievably unimportant, even the ones that have stakes. And the ones that do have stakes are featuring guys that I don't care to see. Triple H is a good wrestler. Fine. I don't think
Roman Reigns is a good wrestler. Roman Reigns
I'm not looking forward to the match. I don't think the match is going to be any good.
I think it'll be all right. I don't care about the outcome that much. I mean, really, my feelings are the same either way. And like you said, I mean, what we want to do is we want to get caught up in this fucking shit, and we want to feel like we're going to fucking riot. Going into that match, I should have Roman's back, and I should feel like I will murder everyone I know involved with wrestling if Triple H wins. And I don't care. If Triple H wins, I'll go, eh. And if Roman wins, I'll go, eh. And that's it. That's not how the main event of Mania should go, or one of the main events.
It either needs to be if Triple H wins, we're burning the building down. Or if Roman Reigns doesn't win.
Right.
So, like,
yeah,
you don't want Eva to win because you hate her so much, but you also really love Bayley. But I'm thinking of, like, WrestleMania 14 and my feeling in that main event, which wasn't, I'm going to be mad because Shawn won. It would be, I'm going to be pissed because Austin didn't.
Right.
So it's like you need one of those two things. You don't have either of those. You just have Triple H servicing his fucking ego in the fucking main event again, wrestling for the title again. It's the same old shit. I don't know if he thinks he can get the guy over, if he's not actually trying to get the guy over, if there is a fucking political hit or whatever the fuck you want to call it about whatever it is. It all leads to the same result, which is complete disinterest in your main event program centering on the title that's supposed to mean the most. Okay, fine. Then give me the good undercard shit. Give me that good dope Intercontinental title shit. Give me that good dope fucking grudge match shit. And you fucking blew those things too because you just threw together a fucking 7-man ladder match. Zack Ryder's so unimportant to that process. He was used to set up the AJ Styles Chris Jericho thing. Mm-hmm. And that whole thing is just a big fucking joke of a dude not wearing a shirt but also wearing a hat because he's from Georgia with the farmer's strength. Jericho's just a big whiny idiot whose hair was fucked up, and I couldn't stop looking at his wacky looking hair. He's a 90-year-old pop star.
Now, he looked like somebody who had a bird hanging around his neck. I don't know. I still got to find a picture of Vince, but Jericho had some. I think Jericho had been attacked by some birds in like the back of his head area,
like pecking on his hair, and so it was sticking out. And he
didn't even know it. So
they kept focusing on that angle too. It's like someone's trying to fuck with Jericho. And Styles was laughing in response to Jericho's promo, and Jericho started looking legitimately pissed at him, like, "We're not going to sell this if you're just smiling at me, you idiot." And Styles just like, I'm just happy to be here with the farmer strength, man. Like, it's just so bad. And then, like I said, the Dean and Brock stuff is like you went home on comedy instead of.
They could have gone home. They could have done what they did on SmackDown last week with Dean and Brock, and it would have been better.
Yeah.
Although that's the fucking elephant in the room of that feud is, are we even going to get a finish to that match that doesn't involve Bray Wyatt, who was not on Raw in any way, shape, or form?
I just don't think that they think of. I know they don't think of things that way. To where it's like, my idea is, okay, so the whole story should be Dean is willing to die for this, and Brock is just a big monster who regards him only with amusement until the very last moment where he realizes maybe he should be a little concerned. And the whole story should be getting him from that amusement to that concern, and Dean doing everything he can, recruiting help from Terry Funk, recruiting help from Mick Foley, giving him all these weapons, doing anything he needs to do. And we've seen that he'll do those things, doing those cool video packages where you're showing footage of him in CZW fucking gigging himself with a goddamn chainsaw. Then he's going to have a chainsaw, and he's willing to use it on himself to bleed into Brock's mouth to choke him to death. He'll do anything he has to do. And they reduced it to the lowest point that they could at the biggest moment possible. And I just don't fucking understand that. I don't even know. I think they think, well, this will get a pop, right? I mean, we got to do something, it'll get a pop, and it's a good idea. They pitched it, I guess, and they thought maybe Vince thought it was cute, so they decided to run with it. I want to be angry about it, but I can't even feel anger at this anymore, because it's just, if you can look at TakeOver Dallas and then look at WrestleMania 32 and think that they're even kind of on the same playing field, it's embarrassing. It is literally embarrassing. And the only build for Shinsuke Nicki Minaj versus Sami Zayn was the dude showed up on a fucking Titantron. Mm-hmm. Hey, dude, we're going to wrestle a match.
And said, Sami Zayn.
Cool, bro. See you there. That was the whole fucking build. It was better than anything WWE has done for anything other than Team fucking Bad and Blonde, Team Blablad against the Total Divas. You shitting me? We haven't even talked about Kalisto Ryback. We haven't even talked about the Usos versus the Dudley Boys. We haven't even talked about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Actually, I think we've talked about all those things, and it just doesn't matter. I can't even remember what we're talking about on our own fucking show.
I don't. Have you? Are you near your Twitter machine?
Mm-hmm.
Did you go look at what Twigga at Twigga Music? I'm gonna put them over right now. They have photoshopped together your description of the aftermath of last night's opening segment, and I love it so much I can't even put it into words. So that's
Shay's like, take my hips. I broke both of them. Shane, my eyes are bleeding. At Twigga Music, TWIGA MUSIC. That is fucking amazing.
I love that. Even the font is just like, yep, that's how.
I retweeted you. I love you. You are my fave 5. Don't know what that means.
I don't know either, but ask
that
Bubba.
Is fucking awesome. Take my hips. I broke both of them. Shane, my eyes are bleeding. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
That is
awesome.
That's
I was going to quit this show. I came on this show today. Sean sent me the Google Hangout link today. So every day at like 10 minutes to noon, or every Tuesday at 10 minutes to noon, in the Cageside offices, Sean will send me the link to join the Hangout, and then we'll talk a little bit in the Cageside exclusive pre-show.
On the award-winning Cageside Network.
Award-winning Cageside Network. And then we'll go live, and there's the whole process of he says, all right, we're going live. And there's like a 12-minute gap, so I just start yapping at the end of it. And I always get caught talking, and he complains at me because he has no open. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I don't.
And that's the other thing. I'm going to hang on. I've been having some computer issues.
Mm-hmm.
Sean talks so much shit, Cagesiders, about how he doesn't know anything about tech. And then I'm like, I've been having these computer issues. And he's like, oh, I used to work in IT tech support. Here's what you want to do. Get your driver device installed out on the double niner. Turn your insert key on the double 8er.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't know tech. Anyway.
I did that job. That was like a decade ago, and things have happened since then, and now I don't know anything.
Sean sends me the Google Hangout link, and I go, you know what? No thanks. I'm good.
I'm going to turn.
I'm actually good on that much. You send that fucking thing to somebody else. I don't want to do it. I'm done. I'm quitting this fucking show. We're over. So we're going to recruit. We were going to recruit Reverend Kane. If you're listening, Reverend Kane, how's it going? Thanks for the Evolve previews. And Jason Martin has his own little.
Yep, he does. He's like a radio professional, Jason Martin.
He's on the fucking radio in Nashville.
Yeah.
He's got it on lock.
That's why he's too busy to write anything for our website. Oh, just kidding. Love you, Jason.
You pop yourself.
Also, I want to also point out that Reverend Kane is now long overdue. He's a long overdue. Fuck, I can't use my mouth to make the words. He has finally been promoted to the masthead. He is a staff writer now. He's been doing the Evolve stuff.
So Swift.
He's been, Andrew Swift. Well, then we just blackmailed Swift so that he would do a live blog, though.
I was like, I need a live blogger for
I'm
TakeOver
just
Dallas.
burying people left and right. I'm taking Triple H lessons.
So it's like, I'll do it. And we're like, okay, how much do we need to pay you? Just say my name on the podcast. He's a complete mark. So
Swift. Tough.
That's at least 6 live blogs, you son of a bitch. You've been paid in full.
Oh, so Jason Martin is.
So Jason Martin and Reverend Kane.
Too busy to write for the site. Reverend Kane is a long overdue, and
they're the new Cageside live host. We're done for it, right? We're done with this shit.
I think so. I mean, we don't have anything else to talk about, do we?
That was the plan. No, I mean for good, for overall.
Right, I know.
Take the show over.
I'm saying last thoughts before we never podcast again is what I'm saying.
Oh, last thoughts before never again. It's been a good run. You know what? I could have held that in, and I decided not to. I'm going out like a fucking beast.
Wow.
It's been a good run. We've enjoyed it. I was gonna say that dude's Photoshop of that convinced me to stay, but it didn't.
It almost did, though.
It almost did.
It
almost did. So WrestleMania is Sunday. We'll have coverage. We won't have a podcast. Frankly, I don't care if you're upset by that fact. No, we'll be around, I guess. Do you want to do that?
I was gonna ask. I mean, we could do a Saturday, like a takeover wrap up Mania pre-show.
Good idea. Canaanite asked. He said, "Do you guys, if you're looking for a third in the booth for like a Mania preview show?" And I believe I told him to go fuck himself. I don't know.
Usually that is I think you have like a form letter. Sasha Banks has her stamp for signing contracts, and Gino has a form response for anybody who asks for anything of him on the internet. Just go fuck yourself.
Like that, someone sent that gif of Brock with the title on his arm from that Heyman video.
Yeah.
I saw the dude was doing the fucking, the moves. He did the F5, and Brock's like, I saw your video. I've got one thing to say to you. Go fuck yourself. It was the greatest thing in the world. So yeah, that's usually it's like, well, if you need a third in the booth, it's because we had Celia on the show. Mm-hmm. And now it's like people think that we want another person in the booth with us. So it's like, Canaanite, will you fuck off? I don't want you on the show. No, I'm kidding. Maybe we'll have him on. Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do a takeover wrap up WrestleMania preview show Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Saturday.
WrestleMania Sunday.
Mm-hmm. On WWW. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Holy, what just occurred? Did you just have a seizure? Are you okay?
I think so. It's a glitch in the Matrix. They changed something. Oh! Sometimes that happens. I have to be rebooted.
You are a cyborg.
I am.
Confirmed, Eva Marie. Mm-hmm. So, and WrestleMania Sunday on the WE Network.
That's what I was trying to do.
That's what you're going for.
Yep, couldn't do it.
And we'll do a WrestleMania podcast Monday.
Oh, Jesus. We are going to be dead.
Yeah, we will, and that's okay. And then Raw Monday night, and then CSL Raw recap Tuesday of, can we stop calling it Smarkamania?
Sure. That's fine.
Good.
Didn't we just start calling it? I thought we just started calling it Smarkamania.
It's stupid.
Well,
there's no such thing as a Smark.
Yes, there is.
Okay. I demanded Sean call this something Eva related. That's why the title is what it is. I told him, I said, tomorrow's show is Eva related. He goes, no, it's not.
And then he demanded it.
I demand it. He goes, demand away. I'm not fucking doing it. I'm like, okay. Later on that night, I go and look at the preset video, and it's the all red. You know what? Fire me. I don't give a shit. I'm done with this.
That's
Fuck
it.
this show.
That's how I felt.
Fire me. I'm already fired. All right.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk about Aztec Warfare 2?
Oh, man. Did you watch it?
Yep.
What a fucking unbelievable hour of television, of pro wrestling television. I loved everything about that fucking show. That was phenomenal. So I want to catch up with everything Lucha Underground. I don't have time.
Yep.
But shows like this make me feel like make the fucking time, because this was so unbelievably good. It was booked beautifully. Dario Cueto is undoubtedly, he's our homeboy, first of all.
That's right.
Follows like 100 people on Twitter. We're one of them. It's because he supports Eva Marie, he told me in a DM. He's such a great character. And all love for Katrina. Like, she talks to us and shit on Twitter sometimes. Like, she's great. Big fan of hers too. But she fucking told Vampiro to get the fuck out. They left it in. It was great. But no, I thought the booking was really good. They have such a great set of characters, and they all have like motivations, and you know what they're doing. And even having just watched season 2 and caught up with recap videos and some old videos and shit from season 1, you get a good enough feel for everything that's going on. And then fucking Matanza shows up, and you wouldn't think that he would get over as far as like what he offers, how he looks. And then he did like, who was it? Did the stunner and went full Stone Cold. Mac.
The Mac, yep.
Who's just great.
I love him, yeah. Willie Mac.
He's fucking awesome. And he just gets fucking German suplexed into oblivion. Bridged and pinned.
Yep.
And it's like, holy fuck, this is great. Featured the debut of Rey Mysterio, who looks better than he has in a long time.
Yep.
Joey Ryan with a great strategy.
Ripped Joey Ryan off the fence to kill him.
Yeah, how good was that? Chavo Guerrero thinking he can make a deal, and Dario like laughing at him, and then as soon as he turns his back, doing the fucking signaling to Matanza, rip his fucking throat out. I think Matanza at one point did a standing shooting star press.
Yep.
He looks like Taz in a mask.
Yep.
Like, and I mean that to say he's built like a brick shithouse. He's like 5 foot nothing and 250 pounds of dynamite doing standing shooting star presses.
Wearing Eric Rowan's get up with blood on it.
Yeah, because he's been eating motherfuckers, dude. How great is this show, man?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what I said. I mean, there's 8 million ways that most people would fuck up the Montaza debut. After all, I mean, he was built up all through last season, and there's no way that it should work, and it was fucking flawless. And
this occurred. They managed to book Mil Muertes to lose in 20 seconds.
Yep.
And it wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't like, I can't believe they did that. It was like, you did say I can't believe it, but not in like, are you fucking kidding? Like, it's an WWE going, oh my God. It'd be like, it was like, that's fucking perfect. They had Ray be the guy to pin him, I believe, right? After, or maybe it was Puma. I don't know, but I know they did.
Where was it, Phoenix?
I think it was Pentagon attacked him from behind,
right?
Threw him in the ring, and I think Puma and Ray hit finishers on him, and he was pinned. So it's like a bunch of the top guys fucked him up.
Yeah, he had to.
Him out.
He looked strong.
Yeah, he's got a great look too, man. Everyone does. And then they pinned Phoenix. I think he was the second guy pinned when it was Matanza came out and they started doing their thing. He was the second guy out. I said, "That's the fucking champ." But he didn't look. It didn't make me feel like he's lesser.
No.
So it was just the whole thing.
They started with him and Ray, which is fucking awesome. And they did the whole thing where they like, I mean, the total true blue technical babyface thing where Phoenix was like letting Ray get his pop. And it was, they managed to, I mean, there were like 16 different stories going on in that hour. And they did service to all of them. Cage
and Mundo.
Yep.
Taya coming out.
Taya. Marty the Moth, Mac was out there. I mean, fucking, and the Pentagon stuff is awesome. That no, you can't be in my match. All right, well, I'm gonna make sure your boy goes down, and then
I'm gonna fuck your shit up anyway.
You just awoke Pimp Pope Evil over there, so look out. I mean, that's it. Fucking the Pentagon, and that's people were like, well, they should have put Pentagon over earlier. They missed the boat on him. No, they didn't. They're gonna fucking do a lights out Pentagon versus Mill feud without the belt. That's gonna mean more than it would have for the belt at this point.
I'm not sure you can apply traditional pro wrestling booking ideas to a promotion like this.
I mean, I think I sort of see what you're saying, but I also think that one of the things that LU does best is that they just go with traditional booking ideas. They just make everything seem like it matters. They don't treat anything like it's bullshit, which is what, I mean, WWE like winks at us like we were just talking about for an hour. Half the show is like, this doesn't really matter. LU never does that with anything. Everything matters. They sell everything.
Yeah.
So. That's
true.
Yep.
So I thought I gave it, if I was given grades, legit grades, and
you give it a
A+.
Q?
Oh, it was an A+, dude.
Are we gonna get dumbest ass, or does it not work because it's not over the top rope?
You know what? I don't think it doesn't work because of the way it's set up. But also, I even watched, because they do on El Rey, they do a replay right after it airs. Yep. I kind of watched and was looking. I almost did a joke post, dumbest ass me, for thinking there'd be a dumbest ass. There really wasn't. Like, I thought everyone had a basically good strategy. I mean, it is Joey Ryan was great with his idea, but at the same time, it's kind of a dumb idea because you can't do anything.
They even played it that way though, where he just took offense for a while. I mean, it was like everybody
Puma
got
did
the
that
spot.
big dive where he killed everybody, and he got up and he saw Ryan over there, walked over, punched him in the face, and then walked away again. Like, how good was that, dude?
Yeah. Famous Divas there recruiting did it's awesome. Yep.
And then the way they got him out was brilliant. The booking was just amazing. It was an A+ show, total A+ show, and it's only an hour long. Yep. So it's the best of all worlds. A lot of great characters, big debut, big return, another big debut, I guess, because Matanza showed up actually in the temple, and then Ray's first match, Dario being back, like. It's everything you could ask for. That dude is just such an awesome character. Mm-hmm. So could not, for as much as I'm done with WWE shit, could not be happier with what Lucha Underground's doing. What about NXT? I've heard people are kind of down on NXT after this past week.
I thought it was. I mean, I think NXT has just sort of lulled us all into this. Fuck you.
Why do you do that with your voice sometimes? Anytime I ask you a question, you open with the fucking highest pitched voice imaginable.
I don't know. Now I don't want to talk to you anymore. So.
All right. Do you want to go out?
No.
Talk about NXT.
I don't want to go out.
What's wrong with that, honey?
NXT is fine. I just think. I think they could use some more. Now I'm worried about my hair. You made fun of my voice. I'm feeling self-conscious. They could use more time because I think that's one problem is that they don't address everything every week. We haven't seen Baron Corbin since he attacked Austin Aries, for instance. And other than that, it's a good show that, I don't know if it'll ever reach the peak of like when Owens debuted and the Neville Zayn feud was paying off. And we're just sort of spoiled by the fact that it's above average wrestling show every week.
I don't know that I would agree with the idea that wrestling's what do they call it? A cyclical business?
Cyclical,
is that how you say it?
Yep.
I don't know that I agree with that, but it's definitely, you can't be A+ all the time.
Yeah.
Then nothing's A+, right? You have to have shows where it's not so.
And we're jerking off Lucha Underground, but they had some okay shows leading into Azteca Affair, and they'll have some mediocre shows between here and the end of season 2. Also, this was their big showcase, and they nailed it. So just like we expect NXT will do with Takeover Dallas. I don't think anybody's going to be like, oh, Takeover Dallas was just okay. I think people will be fucking marking out in the middle of the night on Saturday. But
but the mediocre shows have to be set up for the big shows. That's all we ask, and it's WWE just took a show that should have been a big hit leading into an even bigger hit and made it like that Raw wouldn't have been out of place in the middle of July.
Yeah,
leading to fucking Battleground and they had all their stars.
Yep.
It's just, well, you know, the injuries and stuff, and
Well, but they pulled out everybody. I mean, this is the first. I think this was the first one where Brock and Shane and Taker and Vince, everybody was there. Roman was there. You know,
all hands on deck.
It's enough to make you ask, what's the problem?